evening, everyone. Can everyone please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good afternoon. I am Jessa Mickey, senior here at Chillicothe High School, and the president of National Honor Society. Let me begin with first giving my congratulations to the new inductees. Acceptance into NHS is evidence that your hard work is paying off. We appreciate your hard work and hope you continue it as you walk along this journey in life. Next, I want to acknowledge the individuals who have helped make today possible. On behalf of all National Honor Society members, thank you to the NHS faculty and staff, especially Mrs. Carter, for her guidance and planning of today's ceremony. Mrs. Mesger, who delivered today's keynote speech, Ms. Mickey and Ms. Coulter for their dedicated assistance, and Mr. Weaver, the CCSD Board of Education, and the NHS Faculty Council for their help. We want to thank Ms. Montgomery and the CCSD cafeteria staff for today's food, and the CCSD custodial staff. Finally, thank you to you, our parents, guardians, and friends. Without your constant encouragement, love, and guidance, none of the accomplishments would have been possible. You have always believed in us, pushed us to work hard, and provided us with the opportunities to help achieve our dreams. Thank you. Next, please welcome our NHS advisor, Ms. Dawn Carter.
Good evening. It is my esteemed privilege to be able to address you tonight and to induct your children and family members. Troy Aikman, Dallas Cowboys quarterback. Alan Alda, MASH actor. Senator Bill Bradley. Katie Couric, news correspondent. Cindy Crawford, model and entrepreneur. Cheryl Crow, entertainer. Mr. Rogers. Dr. Arno Penzias, Nobel Prize-winning physicist. Challenger astronaut, Judith Rennick. Dr. Sam Ryan, National Science Foundation human geneticist. Diane Sawyer, journalist. Former President, Gerald Ford. Jim Henson, creator of The Muppets. Lee Iacocca, chairman of Chrysler. Rod Serling, creator of The Twilight Zone. Meryl Streep, Academy Award-winning actress. Carrie Underwood, American Idol winner. And Kurt Warner, professional football player and mentor. Dustin Weaver. Myself. Malik Kennard, Josh Queen, Tara Nisley. Alicia Gray, Lori Dana, Jessica Orr, Sarah Hawthorne, Jamie Metzger, Weston Davis, Andy McDonough, Chris Baird, Thomas Watts, Michelle Carpenter, Lisa Corcoran-Detty, Megan Clark, Kyla Shope, Brenda Rash, Natalie Harder, Vanessa George, and Michael Baring. All of these individuals have one thing in common. They were all members of the National Honor Society in high school. All of these individuals uphold the pillars of character, scholarship, leadership, and service. In our company sit two groups of Chillicothe High School students. The group on my left was inducted last year and have spent nearly 365 days building character, advancing their scholarship endeavors, growing in their leadership, providing service to Chillicothe High School, the city of Chillicothe, Ross County, and the state of Ohio. They have stretched their minds in our myriad AP opportunities here at CHS, performed in our band, orchestra, or choirs, pushed themselves in athletic competition to bring glory to the Cavaliers. Most of them have served in leadership and officer roles in our countless organizations and clubs. Many of them have even gone on mission trips across the United States. Some have even traveled out of the country in order to serve their fellow human beings. This group has spent the past year doing blood drives for the American Red Cross, working tirelessly for Ross County for the United Way, serving at the Zion Community Christmas Giveaway, the Humane Society, on Babe the Big Blue Bus, and countless other places where there is a need. Many of them have found their callings or strengthened their career resolves. They have applied to and gained admission to colleges and universities and garnered scholarship and grant monies to see them through to the next step in their lives. All of them have done this while building relationships and memories that will remain throughout their entire lifetimes. I do want to take this opportunity to recognize some very special individuals, the officers of National Honor Society for the 2018-2019 school year. Miss Jessa Mickey, Madam President, always on point and on fleek. You oftentimes anticipate what needs done before I say anything. You manage your scarce time like none other and juggle so many things with so much grace, it is impressive. I can't wait to see you seize the opportunities that the Cutler Scholarship is going to offer you, and I can't wait to see where life takes you. Katie Remley, our esteemed Vice President, I'm always impressed with your grace and self-possession. You process everything that comes at you with lightning speed, accuracy, and precision, much like the neurosurgeon or neuroscientist that you wish to be. I have no doubt you'll achieve whatever you decide to undertake. Lauren Finney, Secretary Extraordinaire. You are the get-her-done girl, the Google Slide guru, the spreadsheet superwoman. You have done with consummate grace one of the most difficult and thankless jobs of all of the officers. Nobody likes yelling at everyone all the time to turn in their fill in the blank, but you have taken it on like a champion. For that, I am extremely grateful, because that means I didn't have to be the only one to put on the hat and show them who they're dealing with. Sophie Carroll, the treasurer that I treasure, you are awesome. You have whipped these people into shape and held them accountable, while all the while keeping money reconciled and me from losing my mind. I love that I don't even have to check on you to have such a lovely, fully reconciled account book at the end of the year, and you make it look so easy. Want to do my taxes? Peyton Walsh, the coordinator that cares. Heart of gold, passion for life, and the drive to make a difference. Your dedication to the ideals of the American Red Cross show me your compassion for the suffering. Your dedication to all that National Honor Society stands for makes me proud to know you. I look to someday see that you're running the Red Cross just like your NHS predecessor, Elizabeth Thole. Helen Sitko, the Fill in the Gaps coordinator. I don't know too many people who are as willing to take direction and do whatever is asked of them as easily as you do. Your teachable spirit and flexibility are refreshing in this world today, and it will take you far in whatever field that you wish to undertake. Kindness is a testament of great character, and you are indeed one of the kindest people that I've ever known. Heidi Arf, the cheerful giver. She goes above and beyond with everything that is requested, and even though you see her hand in most of what goes on here at CHS, she gives of herself, her smile, her time, and just keeps on giving. The past 4 years that I've spent with you, young lady, have been nothing but a gift to me. Max Krieger, the soldier and the servant. He reports for duty and does whatever thing that you need for him to do at the time with a willing spirit. He is unfailingly polite, gracious, and the perfect gentleman in all things. You'll hear from Max a little later as he's been chosen to represent our character pillar, a perfect assignment for him. I'm so very glad to have had the privilege of working with these officers. Their hard work and dedication has made my job easier, and collectively, they have made me a better teacher and advisor. I couldn't have done it this year without all of you, both officers and current members. When I look at this group of seniors, I am so impressed with their accomplishments and who they have grown to be, and I have no doubt that they will continue their endeavors as they spread their wings at the universities of their choice. It's time to pass the torch to the new inductees now, though. Your race is nearly done, and there are new ones for which to prepare. The group on my right has been chosen for induction after proving their adherence to the same 4 pillars. Their promise is an open horizon, which remains to be realized. There's so much talent in this diverse group, and they are a very competitive lot. Some of you are graduating and are already very dear to my heart, and CHS will be farewelling you before long. That's good. The rest of you are starting your new roles as the leaders of the finest high school in Central Ohio. Let's show Ross County and all of Ohio how the Cavaliers reach higher. Caroline Ford, Natalie Droutliff, Jenna LaPergan, and Andy Bloom will be stepping into their new roles as President, Vice President, Secretary, and Treasurer, and I have no doubt that they will do phenomenal work. Katie Brown and Christian Benson will be taking on their new roles as Red Cross coordinators, and A.B. Robinson will be taking on the Christmas giveaway. These new officers have an impressive array of talents, strengths, and viewpoints that will serve as a compass for the coming year, and I cannot wait to see what we will all collectively accomplish. All of the fine young people in front of me, you are the very best that Ross County and Chillicothe has to offer. You have proven yourselves worthy of the mantle of the member of the National Honor Society. My charge to you is this: walk these halls every day, not only mindful of who you are, but of who you are going to become. Your promise and incredible potential and the privilege that we have to have the freedom to pursue not only an education, but the freedom to make daily decisions that will impact our futures. Do not take all of these things for granted. To whom much has been given, much will be required. Let's show gratitude for our gifts and use them wisely and for the benefit of others. Parents, family members, and esteemed faculty and board members, you have been the supports that have allowed these wonderful young people to achieve this high honor. We thank you for your love, dedication, sacrifices, and perseverance. They couldn't have done it without you. Let's give a hand to parents. As Cavaliers, we are forever encouraged by Mr. Weaver to reach higher, strive to push our limits and better ourselves in regard to character, scholarship, leadership, and service. It is with this in mind that I light this candle and welcome you all to the 2018 Chillicothe High School induction ceremony of the National Honor Society.
The Road Not Taken by Robert Frost. Two roads diverged in a yellow wood, and sorry I could not travel both. And be one traveler, long I stood, and looked down one as far as I could, to where it bent in the undergrowth. And then the other, just as fair, and having perhaps the better claim, because it was grassy and wanted wear. Though as for that the passing there had worn them really about the same. And both that morning equally lay, in leaves no step had trodden black. Oh, I kept the first for another day. Yet knowing how way leads on to way, I doubted if I should ever come back. I shall be telling this with a sigh, somewhere ages and ages hence. Two roads diverged in a wood, and I took the one less traveled by, and that has made all the difference. Promise Yourself by Christian D. Lawson. To be strong, that nothing can disturb your peace of mind. Look at the sunny side of everything and make your optimism come true. Think only of the best, work only for the best, and expect only the best. Forget the mistakes of the past and press on to the greater achievements of the future. Give so much time to the improvement of yourself that you have no time to criticize others. Live in the faith that the whole world is on your side. And as long as you are true to that, the best that is in you. The 4 requirements for membership, in which each have excelled, scholarship, leadership, community service, and character, were not chosen randomly. The 4 pillars are the basis for a meaningful and purpose-driven life. Character is the most elemental quality a National Honor Society member possesses. A person's character isn't measured at one instant in time, but along the continuum of one's life. The right decision is rarely the easy choice one must make. Our ability to make difficult decisions is the truest measure of ourselves. Character is something that we must practice with utmost fidelity. True character is being able to accept responsibility when we fail and, in doing so, pave the way for future successes. Former head UCLA basketball coach John Wooden once said, "Be more concerned with your character than your reputation, because character is what you really are, while your reputation is merely what others think you are." The true test of a person's character is what he or she does when no one is watching. Here to speak today about character is Mr. Max Krieger.
Good afternoon. My name is Max Krieger, and I'm honored to be talking to you about the character pillar. To begin, a quote from Helen Keller. Character cannot be developed in ease and quiet. Only through experience of trial and suffering can the soul be strengthened, ambition inspired, and success achieved. There are 4 character traits that I'd like to touch on with you today. The first good character trait to have is flexibility. The more a person can adjust to change, the easier it is to handle and thrive in new situations. Enthusiasm not only can be a good motivating factor, but it also is infectious in groups. If you display enthusiasm in whatever you do, it can and will rub off on other people, creating a positive and productive chain reaction. The second trait I'd like to discuss with you today is honesty. Honesty is integral for showing good character in your day-to-day life, whether you are at work, with family, or with friends. When a person has an honest and truthful demeanor, people can detect that. When people feel that they can trust another person, they gravitate toward that person and want to do well by them. Third, dependability. Dependability is a trait that shows true character. Being dependable and reliable shows that you respect others and their time. Keeping your word, being punctual, cooperating with other people, and following directions are all good signs of being dependable. Fourth and lastly is selflessness. To demonstrate good character, a degree of selflessness can go a long way. If a person shows a genuine concern for the well-being of other people and puts their own needs last, people will notice and appreciate the rarity of such a quality. This quote from an anonymous author really exemplifies selflessness. It reads, "Learn to love selflessly without condition, talk without bad intention, give without any reason, and most of all, care for all people without exception." To wrap up, I'd like to share with you a story that I want you all to consider. 4 friends from out of state are passing through Kingston on the way to a vacation in the White Mountains. Their names are Jerry, Elaine, George, and Kramer. Yes, for those of you who recognize the story, I am talking about the 4 main characters from the TV series Seinfeld. They witness a robbery in broad daylight. The robber has his hand in his pocket, and the victim shouts that the man has a gun. As soon as the robber runs away, a Kingston policeman appears on the scene. But instead of pursuing the robber, he arrests Jerry, Elaine, Kramer, and George for having violated the Good Samaritan law. Since the 4 of them spent the time of the robbery making fun of the victim, the role in the matter doesn't look good, and the people at their trial had run into the 4 over the years. The people who had run into them over the years were given an opportunity to speak of their character. The 4 friends were convicted. What were they supposed to do during the robbery? Unfortunately for Jerry, Elaine, George, and Kramer, their fate was sealed, not by how they reacted during the robbery, but rather by poor decisions they made along the way in life. You see, the people that were brought to the stand to speak of their character stitched together experiences to form an opinion about their character. In the court of public opinion, you cannot escape the decisions you make. They speak volumes about you as a person and your character. Now I only have one question for you. If you were the person who witnessed the robbery, and you were the one standing trial in that courtroom, would you be convicted? Remember, reputation is for time, but character is for eternity. Thank you.
Scholarship is a person's ability to find meaning in the world around them. This pursuit goes far beyond the grades each receives in school. Our NHS students are curious and strive to see how the world outside of school connects to the work that they do in the classroom. I welcome Mr. Ricky Villarreal to speak to you today about scholarship.
Just a second, there's a lot of papers up here. Thanks. Good morning, my name is Ricky Villarreal, and I will be speaking to you today about the scholarship pillar. When we hear the word scholarship, most of us would think immediately of our grades in school. And for some of the seniors especially, this word probably brings up some traumatic memories of filling out ridiculously long applications for financial aid. But scholarship is not defined by grades or various awards. Rather, scholarship is our willingness to push ourselves intellectually and our drive to be successful in doing so. In other words, scholarship is knowing that getting an easy A does not carry the same weight as struggling for a B+. It took me several years, but I finally figured this out after taking classes such as AP Biology and AP. As many other students in here can relate to, there were several times where I wanted to drop these classes because they were so frustrating and difficult. When all was said and done, however, it was in those classes that I learned the most, both about the curriculum and about myself. Scholarship is different for everyone. It is not a contest to see who can take the hardest classes. Instead, it is simply the fact that you are trying to push beyond what you think you are capable of. For some people, that does mean taking as many AP classes as possible, but for others that can simply mean choosing to take another math class, even though you aren't required to. So I will conclude this speech with a challenge to the inductees and current members of NHS. To the juniors, don't take the easy A+ for your senior year. Put yourself in situations that aren't in your comfort zone, where you will struggle for the grade, and the same goes to the seniors. As we pursue an independent life, whether that be at college, a job, or military service, continue to test yourself every day, because it is in those situations where you will have the most growth as a person, and you will be able to figure out who you really are. Thank you.
Leadership isn't just getting people to do something that they would otherwise be reluctant to. In order to be a leader of others, our NHS students have demonstrated that they are capable of leading themselves. It takes hard work to succeed, and the NHS students have shown the strength and persistence to do what is required. Ms. Lauren Finney will be addressing our leadership pillar today.
My name is Lauren Finney. Today I'm going to be speaking on one of the 4 pillars of NHS that I am very passionate about, leadership. Gandhi once said, "You must be the change you wish to see in the world." The change starts with the determination of one person who wants to make a difference in the world. This person is a leader. Being a leader means many things to me: being determined, hardworking, organized, responsible, and most of all, being there for others. A leader takes chances and always steps up for a challenge, whether it be in the classroom, on the field, or in daily life. Throughout high school, I have had many leadership opportunities that have shaped me into the leader I am today. My freshman year, I took on my first leadership position, serving as class president. That year, I learned that I'm a very task-oriented leader. I feel that it is crucial as a leader to always be organized and help keep others on task. I then served as class president again my sophomore year. This year taught me a lot about working with others. I learned how to honor others' contributions and talents to make them known to the group. A true leader helps others reach their potential and wants them to also be successful. The summer after my sophomore year, CHS also presented me with 2 leadership opportunities that changed my life forever. I was nominated to serve as Chillicothe's only Hugh O'Brien Youth Leadership Ambassador at the Ohio South Conference. I had the opportunity to collaborate with leaders from many different schools, make connections, and learn a lot more about myself. Later that summer, I attended the Rotary Youth Leadership Awards, RILA, along with other CHS students, where I was sponsored by our local New Rotary to attend. During that opportunity, I not only got to meet more new people, but I got to meet more leaders who I could relate to and had similar ambitions. I went on to serve in different roles at CHS, such as Executive Vice President of Student Council, Spanish Club President for 2 years, lacrosse captain, Interact Club President, and now the National Honor Society Secretary. But I learned it is not about the offices that you hold. It is what you do with your position and what contribution you give to the organization. I am forever grateful for all the amazing leadership opportunities I have had during my time at Chillicothe High School, and I know that I am not done yet growing as a leader. I am excited to see what the future holds, not only for me, but for the rest of you. Do not be afraid to go up to that position or office. Do not settle. Go out, make a difference, and be the best leader you can possibly be. Thank you.
As a part of the National Honor Society application, community service hours were counted. Outside of this context, there is rarely any need to count the hours that are volunteered serving others. The satisfaction of volunteering is not found in accumulating hours to satisfy a graduation requirement or for scholarships. It is because our NHS students realize that service builds character. It is a learning opportunity, and it really does make the world a better place. Please welcome Ms. Jayla Brown today as she speaks about service.
Good evening. To all the new inductees, congratulations. This is truly a great achievement. Service makes the world a better place, and you do not have to look very far to find people exemplifying service. We have so many examples of great people serving others in our school. When I think of service, I think of the faculty members that come in on snow days to ensure our students to a warm, healthy lunch. I think of our teachers that work tirelessly to give each student the ability to achieve their dreams. And I think of our principal who sacrifices time with his family to give our students the best educational opportunities. Likewise, there are many great examples of service in our community. I think of Rick McConnell, CHS graduate who dedicates every moment of his time to serve people with disabilities. I think of Luis, a caregiver at Adina who goes beyond his job description and provides assistance to patients, always with a smile. And I think of the small businesses that work to make our town a better place, like Paper City Coffee with their mentoring project. Service is so important to me because of the impact my service has had on my life. I'm the person I am today because of the service I have done. Service enables people to create relationships with those around them and in the community, encourages the development of empathy and a compassion for others, and allows people to find what they are passionate about. So my advice to you, the newest members of National Honor Society, is to make the most out of this opportunity. Don't let this just be something to put on your resume. Don't stop at your 25 hours. Serve your community as much as you can, because you can make the world a better place and become a better person.
I'd like to take this opportunity to welcome to the platform the students' chosen keynote speaker. The kids voted. This is who they like to have represent them this year. It is my esteemed honor and privilege to welcome to the platform Mrs. Jamie Metzger.
I'd be able to see over this podium. Okay. So you guys over there, congratulations. I'm so excited for you. You have big things about to happen for you in the next couple of years, and you guys over here, I'm so proud of you. I know you guys know that because I say it all the time, but I'm really, really proud of you guys. So welcome everyone to the celebration of our newest members of the National Honor Society. And thank you guys for choosing me. It's such an honor that you did so. I couldn't be more excited to be here for you. So I'm gonna take you back a little bit. A really long time ago, back in the day, I was inducted into NHS. However, back then it was so informal. There was really nothing exciting about it. We were inducted based mostly on scholarship and character, and that was really it. There was nothing else to it. Basically, if you were in advanced classes, you just automatically got into NHS. I don't even remember filling out an application or anything. We didn't have meetings, we didn't worry about volunteer hours, but these days are completely different. I've watched so many of you have anxiety attacks on a daily basis. I have watched so many tears and so many stressful days. Thinking about your scholarship applications, Who's going to write your recommendations? Oh my gosh, they're due tomorrow. Do you think somebody can write one today? Stressing over leadership and volunteer hours that you need to collect. ACT scores, early action, CCP classes, college admittances. Let's be honest, that pressure was never there when I was in high school. You took the ACT, you went to college. No one did early action, everyone applied at the same time. You either decided to go to college or you didn't. One of my friends got a 32 on her very first try of taking an ACT, and at 20 she was a housewife, and that's what she remained. She did nothing with that. No one cared how much or little you were involved in activities inside or outside of school, but my goodness, again, how the times have changed. College is just so ridiculously competitive now. Honestly, I wouldn't have ever gotten into Ohio State. My husband and I used to talk about that all the time, how neither one of us would have been on main campus because we just didn't have an ACT score to get us there, as today's standards have. Remember, I said that was only a formality, so it wasn't a big deal. I would have cried as many tears as you all have if I would have had to fill out the zillion scholarship applications and wait and wait and wait and wait for that call or that email for your college admission to the college of your dreams. So many of you have loaded your schedules to take as many honors and AP courses as possible, in addition to all of those CCP classes that are such my favorite thing when you guys aren't in class. It's almost a full-time job in itself just keeping everything straight, and I don't know how you guys do it. The scholarship pillar is described as learning at a high level, and obviously those of you that are sitting here have fulfilled that by leaps and bounds. I'm going to combine leadership and service here for just a minute because this isn't the bulk of where I want to focus on. I really don't know how you could possibly get yourselves more involved in anything. Some of you that I see on a daily basis, I really just don't even know how you have time to sleep. You have schools, sports, clubs, volunteering, jobs. I commend you for the commitment you have given to everything that you're involved with in your high school careers. And a lot of you are involved in multiple clubs and organizations, holding offices and being parts of committees. There are really not enough hours for everything that you do. But here's where I want to spend my time, reflecting on the character pillar. What is character? To me, it means the caliber of morals, values, and overall characteristics that a person possesses. For the past couple of years, there have been some major struggles within our walls. We've all been affected by it differently and have all chosen to deal with it in our own ways. There were definitely days that were the lowest of lows. The image of CHS was drastically altered at times, but I saw some really amazing things from you guys. You all refused to lose. You refused to allow the community to judge all of us at CHS based on one particular instance. The student leadership team was formed, the student council has kicked butt, the sports teams, quiz bowl, art classes, music and choir groups, clubs, individual classes, and the things that they've been doing all have come together to promote the good things about CHS. Teachers are putting things on Facebook and Twitter, and it's really exciting to see the comments from the community members. This is your character. And the community sees this. And it can't stop here. We must keep pushing on. We must keep pushing on with the positivity and reaching higher. So juniors, you have a big challenge facing you next year. Pick up where these seniors are leaving off and push forward to make CHS even better. Okay, hopefully I can get through this part. Although this is not the place to air my own problems, I feel like I need to add just a little bit to emphasize why I feel character of our students has been so important to me. Some of you know that I've been going through some personal issues this year. Without realizing it, you guys have helped me get through some pretty tough days. I knew I was always better off being at school, and I'll tell you why. Sometimes it was a hug, a smile, a quick love you Mets, or hey Mets, do you have any change for the cafe? Maybe I'd get to school and there would be a coffee on my desk, because you know I can't live without it, or some chocolate, or a sign to sit on my desk to remind me that I can make it through the day. Sometimes I found a little note telling me to have a good day. It's also you feeling comfortable enough to ask me to write a recommendation for you, choosing me to speak to you today, asking me mom questions, making me laugh, or allowing me to share in your excitement when you receive these awards, full rides, admissions to the colleges of your dreams, or landing the job you've been hoping for. It's caring enough to let me know that you need a moment in the crying room, and some of you know that room pretty well. Even sharing the little successes, like how much your bosses loved your cooking at work, or that you were asked to be a mentor to another student, or that you got your own apartment. To me, this is your character. The way you allow yourselves to care about someone else who needs a pick-me-up is character. Not even realizing how much you have affected someone's day in such a positive way. Being selfless is your character. The 4 pillars of NHS are important, but of all of them, character is the one that will define you for the rest of your lives. People need to see the real you. Do not hide behind someone or something. Do not fake it. Just be you and uphold your character. Thank you.
I'd like to welcome to the platform the one, the only, Mr. Dustin Weaver.
I think we were all thinking the same thing. Hopefully she skipped that guy. But unfortunately, neither you nor I are that lucky. Good evening, everyone. As Ms. Carter said, my name is Dustin Weaver. I almost just said Mr. Weaver. It's been a while since I've been a teacher. I'm the principal here at Chillicothe High School. I'm also the man who makes all the on calls. So I want to take this time to sincerely apologize for those and let you know there's 6 more on the way this week. Maybe 7. Can our students who represented the 4 pillars please stand up for a second? You know, as I sat in the front row this evening, thanks, Rick. As I sat in the front row this evening, it was just incredible to me how this year's 4 students truly embody the 4 pillars that they described. From Lauren Finney, who was my freshman class council president. I ran freshman class council for 3 years, and only under Lauren's watch did I never, ever have to run a meeting. Ever. Yes, you're quite task-oriented. To Ricky, you've come a long way. From the young man who would beg me for grade boosters, I'll forget that, who was quite concerned with his end goal, his GPA, to a young man who seems to understand that life is about more than just grades, GPA, and class rank. It's nice to see that transformation. To Max Krieger, who is one of the kindest and best young men that I've ever had the opportunity to work with, representing character. And Jayla, who has such an amazing heart for others, who created our Best Buddies program here at CHS. Let's give these 4 a huge round of applause. I'd like to recognize a few individuals here, so don't get too comfortable up here. Please stand when I say your name, and we'll applaud after I get through them all. We have Chillicothe City School District Curriculum Director, Miss Alyssa Putnam. We have teachers at the high school, Miss Jamie Metzger. Love you, Jamie. Alicia Gray, Barb Coulter, sorry, Amanda Mickey, and Lori Dana. And if there are any others, I'm sorry, I can't see you from here. And we have Assistant Principal, Mr. Dan Staggs. Let's give them all a round of applause. Unfortunately, our superintendent, Ms. Debbie Swinehart, is unable to be with us this evening as she is attending our district board meeting. However, she asked me to say congratulations to this year's inductees on her behalf, so congratulations. Before making a few brief remarks, I'd like to thank Ms. Carter for inviting me to be a part of this ceremony. It's truly an honor to participate in this event. Thank you also to every parent and guardian present today for your contributions to your students' lives, and in particular to their education. My hope is that your students appreciate your support and encouragement, as well as your expectations and your standards for academic excellence. I can personally say that I would be nowhere near where I am today professionally without having a mother in particular who pushed me every single day to be the best that I could possibly be academically. Finally, and most importantly, thank you, students. Thank you for valuing your education. Thank you for representing Chillicothe High School in our community in the right way. And above all, thank you for being Cavaliers. As you know, I care deeply about you, and I'm so very proud of every one of you. Inductees, congratulations on becoming a member of Chillicothe High School's chapter of the prestigious National Honor Society. What an incredible accomplishment, one which is to be celebrated and cherished. In fact, as far as academic accomplishments go, gaining membership in NHS represents the pinnacle for high school students. Whether you know it or not, doors to universities, to scholarships, to a network of peers with shared interests and values are opening for you right now, simply due to your membership in NHS. And for that, again, I say congratulations on that accomplishment. And yes, something about the word accomplishment just doesn't sit right with me. The word seems to connote finality, something summative, the end of a journey. In the field of education, we have too many of these ends. GPAs, class ranks, test scores, to name a few. College admissions officers and scholarship committees remind us daily of the significance of developing the longest and most impressive list of accomplishments possible. And while I want all of our students to reach higher in every respect, including reaching for higher outcomes, I also want you to appreciate the journey itself and the personal growth associated with your particular journey. The thing about education, about scholarship, is that in the grand scheme of things, it isn't outcomes that matter the most. In fact, John Dewey once said that education is not preparation for life. Education is life itself. While there are admittedly many ways to interpret Dewey's quote, I take it to mean that education and the natural human curiosity for learning is the essence of life. It is truly who we are. As such, learning is not to be abused as a mean to an end, whether that end is a grade, a class rank, or a test score. No, learning is the end. Reflecting on who we are and striving to grow toward a better future self is life itself. I challenge you to view your induction into NHS in a similar manner as you work towards self-improvement in each of the 4 pillars upon which NHS membership is based. Push yourself academically, not solely for grades, but to comprehend concepts more deeply and from varied perspectives, to think more analytically, to satisfy the natural human thirst for knowledge as you embark on a personal journey filled with intellectual growth. Find ways to lead, not just as a designated or an elected leader, and not just with words, but to lead others authentically in your own way. In terms of character, strive to be a better person every single minute of every single day, because the world needs more good people. And as for service, share what you've been gifted with others. If it's an ability to play or sing music beautifully, play or sing music beautifully. If it's an ability to connect with young people, harvest those connections. In a world in which we track service hours to list alongside our accomplishments on applications and resumes, know that the most important service is to treat others with kindness, empathy, and compassion every day, because in this life, it's the little things that are truly the big things. Today represents both a celebration of an accomplishment and the beginning of a new journey. I challenge you to strive for growth for the whole, outrageous, next 9 weeks and beyond, sorry Katie, every day, inside joke, to reach higher every day, to lead every day, to be a better person every day, and to serve others every day. Simply put, the challenge is this: do not let the letters N, H, S simply represent a line item accomplishment on a college or scholarship application or a resume. Rather, Use the doors that have opened for you this evening and beyond to stimulate personal growth in each of the 4 pillars. And don't forget to take some time to reflect upon and appreciate your personal journey along the way. Congratulations again to all of you.
At this time, it is my pleasure and honor to start inducting our new members. Inducting Ms. Caroline Ford, Ms. Jessa Mickey. Madam President to Madam President. Inducting Ms. Natalie Drotleff, Ms. Katie Remley. Madam Vice President and Madam Vice President. Inducting Ms. Jenna LaPurga, Ms. Lauren Finney, Secretary Extraordinaire to Secretary Extraordinaire. Inducting Mr. Andrew Bloom, Ms. Sophie Carroll. Fantastic treasurers, both. Inducting Mr. Christian Benson, Ms. Peyton Walsh, Red Cross coordinators. Inducting Ms. Katie Brown, Ms. Helen Sidco, also Red Cross coordinator. Inducting Ms. Avery Robinson, Ms. Heidi Arth, Christmas giveaway coordinator. Inducting Ms. Cassidy Chandler, Ms. Jolene Norman. Inducting Mr. Spencer Dana, Miss Carly Wood. Inducting Ms. Tony Davis, Ms. Peyton Walsh. Inducting Mr. Matthew Deddy, Mr. David Hirsch. Big joke, how many National Honor Society students does it take to light a candle? Inducting Ms. Hannah Stiles, Mr. Gabriel Smith. Inducting Mr. Bryce Valentine, Mr. Zach Coates. Inducting Ms. Emma Fuller, Ms. Jolene Norman. Inducting Mr. Joshua Howard, Ms. Madison Raines. Inducting Ms. Riley Reitzel, Ms. Audrey Huggins. Inducting Ms. Kaylee Althouse, Ms. Tara Jones. Inducting Ms. Aries Barnes, Ms. Abby Crabtree. Inducting Ms. Lillian Barr, Ms. Jessica Day. Inducting Sir Trezon Beard, Ms. Corinna Mendel. Inducting Ms. Cressa Breyer, Ms. Victoria Vidita. Inducting Ms. Jadalyn Kochnour, Ms. Cheyenne Cantrell. Inducting Ms. Elizabeth Coffey, Ms. Audrey Huggins. Inducting Mr. Ethan Cox, Mr. Chase Graves. Inducting Ms. Kendall Davidson, Ms. Emmeline Dunn. Inducting Mr. Matthew Dobbins, Mr. Fisher Kenton. Inducting Mr. Dylan Downing, Mr. Caleb Workman. Inducting Ms. Kayla Fitzpatrick, Ms. Kiana Fitzpatrick. Sisters. Inducting Ms. Zoe Ford, Ms. Malia Johnson. Inducting Ms. Sophia Fulkerson, Ms. Maddie Cobham. Inducting Mr. Carlitos Garcia, Mr. Justin Wood. Inducting Mr. Dylan Block, Mr. Shane McQuarrie. Inducting Ms. Allison Gossman, her brother, Mr. Kelvin Gossman. Inducting Mr. Connor Hall, Mr. Casey Crawford. Inducting Ms. Julia Hall, Ms. Malia Johnson. Inducting Miss Sarah Harness and Ms. Hannah Kessler. Inducting Ms. Lauren Henry and Ms. Jessa Mackey. Inducting Mr. Michael Herlihy, Mr. David Hirsch. Inducting Mr. Jarrett Nicely, Mr. Ricky Villarreal. Inducting Ms. Cheyenne Leach, Ms. Kirsten Point. Inducting Ms. Summer Leisure, Ms. Hannah Dallin. Inducting Mr. Gabriel Mallow and Ms. Helen Sitka. Inducting Ms. Lily Martin, Ms. Sophia Carroll. Inducting Mr. Javon Loffmer, Mr. Chris Postage. Inducting Ms. Peyton McBee, Ms. Jenny Conner. Inducting Mr. Andrew McCallum, Mr. Max Krieger. Inducting Mr. Michael McDaniel, Mr. Aiden Condell. Inducting Mr. Jake McNish, Mr. Bradley Reinhardt. Inducting Ms. Sheridan Newell, Ms. Madison Reynolds. Inducting Mr. Brandon Noel, Mr. Zach Coates. Inducting Ms. Withers Noel, Ms. Taryn Jones. Inducting Mr. Dominic Nunziato, Mr. Ricky Villarreal. Inducting Ms. Paige Persinger, Ms. Jayla Brown. Inducting Mr. Darrell Ratliff, Mr. Sam Jeffries. Inducting Ms. Isabel Reed, Ms. Ayla Fisher. Inducting Mr. Vincent Roper, Mr. Bradley Reinhardt. Inducting Mr. Patrick Ward, Mr. Casey Crawford. Inducting Miss Elizabeth Rao, Miss Emily Schaefer. Inducting Ms. Daisy Swallow, Ms. Shelby Dunham. Inducting Ms. Hannah Tapp, Ms. Lauren Finney. Inducting Ms. Lakin Tarleton, Ms. Corinna Mandel. Inducting Mr. Cameron Tisdale, Mr. Kelby Gossman. Inducting Mr. Patrick Tracy, Ms. Kiana Fitzpatrick. Inducting Ms. Hannah Weigel, Mr. Julian Villarreal. And inducting Ms. Alexis Williamson and Ms. Abby Crabtree. If you would repeat after me the National Honor Society pledge. I pledge to uphold the high purpose of the National Honor Society to which I have been selected. I will be true to the principles for which it stands. I will be loyal to my school. And I will maintain and encourage high standards of scholarship, leadership, service, and character. Welcome to the National Honor Society. You may be seated, and I'd like to ask back to the platform Ms. Jessa Mickey.
Once again, congratulations to our new inductees in the National Honor Society. As an NHS member, you have proven that you demonstrate excellence in the areas of character, scholarship, leadership, and service. However, remember that what happens next is in your control. There are now 116 members of our NHS chapter, and all 116 are beyond capable of achieving anything in which they set their minds. Thank you all so much for joining us.